All right. Welcome, ladies. Welcome to the lair, to our lair.
Femme Regard in the house.
Femme Regard.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes.
Thanks for coming, guys. Ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
If you may, please introduce yourselves to the lovely audience.
So I am Tessa Markle. This is Carolina Alvarez, and we are Femme Regard Productions.
Woo! Love that.
Nice. Welcome. Welcome.
And we are, if you guys don't know, April Mendoza and Nas Red.
Yes.
With Wild 7 Studios. This is a classic collab. It's going down in history books, I think, right?
Definitely.
So first of many, I think. And just for those of you who are watching and aren't familiar with Femme Regard, can you guys just give us a little backstory on who you guys are, like what you guys do? I know you guys have a podcast and make movies, but in your words, who are you guys?
We started Femme Regard Productions about 6 years ago. It's our 6-year anniversary this year in 2018.
That happened fast.
Happened real quick. Yeah, I know we blinked. And, you know, in that time, it was a mission for us to create our own stories. And our number one mission was to get more women in front of and behind the camera and have diversity on set. So it was super important to us to have that. So, I mean, we didn't go to film school. So in that time, we did a couple shorts and learned along the way a crazy Western that really launched our filmmaking career. Yeah. And now we just shot our first feature film, Sync, and it is currently in post-production.
Yeah.
I love it. Yes, and we just watched Sync.
Yes.
And
Congratulations.
It was awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you guys for sharing that
Very
with
good
us.
stuff.
Yeah, really
I
proud.
know you're really
that's
nervous.
so cool.
I've just been starting to send out because it's not done, like links to peeps, and I'm like, but they got to see it. Like,
we feel very honored. Yeah.
Right. I gotta ask. So, what is your plan right now with Sync? I equate a filmmaker finishing a film to like a pirate crew getting a bunch of gold, and they go into town, and that right now a bunch of sharks are looking to eat you guys and take advantage, and you got to be careful. So we want to look out for you. So what are your plans? What are you going to do?
Well, we have to fish through the sharks first.
Right.
But, well, really, step one is finishing the film. We're probably about a month away now from finishing, and we really want to start hitting the festival circuit while we're talking to distribution companies and kind of see what happens first.
Okay.
Yay. Is this your guys' first festival run? Or actually, you guys
feature
for the feature,
yeah.
Because you guys, your Western was called Desert Flower, which I love. That's so cool.
I loved it as well, and I'm a Western fan. Yeah,
I know we were vibing over
stuff,
just like the love of genre films, like. So this collaboration was just meant to happen.
Yes.
But I saw that you guys won some awards for that, so that's congratulations.
Thank you.
Really dope film, and I've been saying this: Westerns are going to make a comeback.
Yeah,
I really do believe that.
Yeah,
especially like if. With women, like I think like female-led Westerns are like almost like its own genre, and I think they're gonna take over. I don't know.
I think so
I just have a
too.
feeling something about Westerns just they're coming back. I think
it was
people,
really
you know,
funny because when we decided to do it, it also just started coming up again, and I just feel like the universe really listens to creative energy.
Right,
I don't know why, but all of a sudden you were seeing all the shows and like female leads, and we're like, okay, we're onto something.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, there's the movement, and
100%. We were actually we took one of our shorts to the Chandler Film Festival back in January, and one of the shorts was also a Western, female-led Western, and it was really dope actually.
It was good. It wasn't as good as yours. Yours was better.
Let's be real.
Yeah,
we were doing crazy our own stunts. Like that was.
Can we talk
weird.
about that? Like,
let's start at the Western, and then we'll work up to Sync.
Obsessed.
I feel like
what?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I'm obsessed with that. Like, tell us about this experience, like riding the horses. How did you guys prepare for this? Like, were you guys already just good at riding horses?
Equestrian.
Professional cowgirls. No, we, I mean, honestly, we did not know what we were doing when we jumped into this. And we both are of the mindset of like, you know, prepare as much as you can, of course, but like then just jump in because so much is going to be learned on the job no matter what. So you might as well just start and you're going to figure it out. So, you know, we did prep, like we took some horseback riding lessons, like made sure
we were riding on the weekends.
Yeah.
What?
We were
Did
training.
a couple months, trained with
Really?
the guns, you know, like we
that's
prepped
awesome.
ourselves for it, did a lot of research, but yeah,
But
then just totally dove
ultimately
in.
Wow,
was
okay.
not prepared
Right.
For sure.
for the day.
I mean, like acting, like hitting your marks and like just walking
horse.
is one thing, right? Like just, you know, finding your like the points that you need to hit, right?
Yeah.
Is already like a challenge, but on a horse is like a whole other thing. So I can't imagine there
Yeah.
must have been a lot of
Like,
hiccups there.
What are the logistics of shooting with not just one but two? I counted.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
And the
You know
guns.
what?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Right.
Like,
We had a total of 4.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Us being on the main lead 2. And yeah, we thought having like a black arm put onto a truck that would be easier to maneuver if we needed to shift. And it turned out that that was not the case. Like
Right.
it wasn't as easy. And honestly, I would love to like re-examine like the technical stuff because we were new. We were like, okay, we get acting and picture
Right,
and all
right.
of that. But the technical stuff, we were really just doing the best research we could. And at that time, we thought that would really help shift.
Uh-huh.
But
I mean, our DP was new to it too. He
Yeah.
was an experienced DP,
Yeah.
but he had never shot like horses and things like that.
Right,
And,
right.
You know, we were explaining to him so many times, like, okay, when you say like back to 1, like we can't just shift
Right.
the
we
horse over. an inch,
Exactly.
literally
like,
have
you
to
know,
turn around.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then get back to our mark as best as we can. It's
Yeah.
not exact.
Right.
Question: how long do you have the horses for? Like, how long do you have access to those horses?
For us, we did all of it in one day. So it was literally sun up to sundown. And we did it on a ranch that provided the horses.
Uh-huh.
They provided the costumes. They were almost like a one-stop
Yeah.
shop.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
That was really
Yeah.
cool.
Can I ask what state you guys filmed in?
it was here. It was
In
in
California?
Agua Dulce up by Santa Clarita.
Oh, okay,
If
okay.
you saw Nope.
Oh, okay. I love it. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, because we here, like Arizona, like has a lot of cool like Western spots and like kind of one-stop shops
Yeah.
for that kind of stuff. So I was just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the like impetus of that? Like, and what like Westerns are your were you vibing on Westerns, or did you just kind of want to do like throw your hat in that ring, so to speak?
We love period pieces in general.
Right.
So I think for us, it was kind of like, what do we think we could pull off the easiest, quote unquote? But, you know, we thought Western, like a lot of them do take place in California, whether they're actually filmed here or not. You know, we know that there's a lot of ranches. We'd have access to all that sort of stuff. So we thought
Than like a castle in England. Like
Right,
this was
exactly.
us trying to piece together low budget indie filmmaking.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, we can't get a castle here. So we got the open plains.
sure.
We can find some horses. We'll figure out riding them.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Right.
like
It's
so-
ballsy though. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a huge challenge. So congratulations.
It's-
Thank you.
it's-
Thank
no,
you.
no easy feat for sure.
It's not ballsy. It's I
the
mean,
female equivalent to that.
Yeah.
I
It's,
didn't want to.
it's vagina, you know.
I was gonna say cunty. Is that offensive?
I like it. I
Yeah,
like bring it back.
Well, you got guts, kids. You know, like you that's
sure.
that's crazy. I would be very nervous. Like, was this your first short film that you guys did?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
You got balls.
Honestly,
Yeah.
That's
I think
crazy.
it helped us
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we didn't know like how big this was of
Right.
us to take on, like how
We were just
crazy
like,
it was. So
okay, we're doing this.
That's
Yes.
so funny.
But
Yeah.
good for you guys.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys know each other prior to the Western, or is that how you guys connected?
So we had met originally in an acting class, and then we worked on a project together, and that was the first time we really worked together and got to see like each other's work ethic and what we really wanted to do with our careers. So we said, you know what, let's get together, let's start making things, but let's like make the production company. Let's go all the way with this. So
Yeah.
we created the production company, and then that was our first project.
Nice. And you said it was back in 2016 when you guys started?
18.
18.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, so it's been 6 years. That's really exciting. So you guys didn't go to film school. Can you tell us a little bit about like how over the years you guys have really like honed in these skills, and like what's for anybody like listening, like what is something that you can maybe like advise that if someone doesn't want to go to film school, like what would you say to them? You know what I mean?
You want to go first?
Yeah. I think just also a little bit more background. Like we came in as, again, storytellers, as actors. And I think we weren't scared of all the other things because it all related back to the story we wanted to tell. So I think most part, you'll figure out cameras, gear, editing, but story is one thing. I think if you can keep crafting and like understanding, everything else will fall into place. So that meant after for example, after shooting the short, I learned editing and I edited it.
Oh, wow.
Which, you know, it's okay. It's fine. It's fun. But I like went through, I want to say 2.5 years of understanding how to even open Adobe Premiere and then like getting it to do what I wanted it to do with countless YouTube videos, getting really frustrated. I was also working on like an ancient Mac, so the RAM was ramming. But it's like having that patience, because then once you do, and developing more than one skill, I think is the big thing. Because now that I taught myself editing, like as an actor, that's so powerful. I can literally edit any of the stuff I need to do for myself. And like then marketing, I create all our, like our poster we were just talking about.
You did that.
I did that.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
like
so cool.
not something I ever thought I would develop the skills to learn.
Yeah.
So it's about like pushing yourself out of the boundary, stay out of, you know, your boundaries and like being patient. And just knowing at the end of the day, if you have a really good story, you're going to find the right team and people to help you along the way.
100%.
Very wise, very wise.
I think you just really have to have a big drive on top of all of that too, you know, because you always hear people say, if you feel like you could do anything else, get out of this business, you know, because it takes so much. And I think, you know, for both of us, like Carolina said, we started as actors. For me, that's like still what I'm pursuing first and foremost, but I've learned all of these other positions as well, and I've learned what it takes. And even if I don't end up pursuing them individually or specifically, like now I know what it takes from the actor's side as well. So it all comes together to help yourself in your career. And the more you get to tell your own stories and create your own content, the more you're getting yourself out there and you're getting that experience and you're, you know, promoting yourself. So it all works together, but you just really have to be driven because it is a lot of work. I will lie.
It is, And it seems like
Oh, no, go ahead.
You guys seem to invest a lot in yourselves, and I'm assuming you guys are just investing a lot of your own money into like your projects, as most indie filmmakers do. So I feel like that's
money, time, all the time.
And like belief, right? Because it's like you have to really believe in yourself. But like, I feel like that's really cool that you guys sort of used, instead of going to like film school and like learning theory, you guys are just like, let's apply, not even apply the things that we've learned, but like let's do it and then learn as we go and use that as almost like a film school where you guys are just like learning as you go. Because I feel like that's the best way to learn. Anything that we've ever learned that was truly valuable, like I think comes from the experience itself, right?
Learned it on the streets. You know what I mean?
100% of doing, I
have to ask, what were the things that you guys were mutually like vibing on, like culturally, art-wise, movies and stuff? Were there things that you guys both liked that you bonded over?
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, period pieces were huge for us. And we knew they would be difficult to create ourselves. They are not cheap, you know? But that was definitely something we bonded over. And horror is another big one for us. We have a lot of the same favorite directors and stuff. So like all of that same love of the genres was big for us, for sure.
Now it's like leaning more towards, like for me, even writing wise, it's like genre films. And then like like Tessa said, we love horror, we love psychological thriller. So that's where like that birthed Sync eventually, or sci-fi psychological thriller.
Which brings us to Sync. Sorry.
No, for sure.
Go ahead.
Sync. So back to the movie that we're talking about. So to our listeners, you mind letting them know like what the film is about in your words, short, however you want to describe it?
You're the writer. I'll let you ask it.
So Sync is a sci-fi psychological thriller set in the near future of the city of Los Angeles, where humans are microchipped, because naturally that's going to happen. And a new communications app called Sync allows individuals to sync minds with one another in order to communicate and foster closer connections. So these two girls who were friends from the past decide to move in together again after one's coming from New York, comes to LA, and they want to reignite their friendship. So they decide to sync up, and then one of them realizes she has less than 72 hours to stop the sync before she's potentially dominated mentally into demise.
I love it. That was great.
You know what was crazy? I just saw the movie and you guys were in it, and you guys are like very friendly and nice and stuff. And you guys are like friendly with one another. But in the film, it gets pretty antagonistic, no?
Yeah.
Like it's a tense situation.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll try not to give away too many spoilers, but like, yeah, you guys had a really good dynamic. I will say that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It is
So it's like-
funny too, because Carolina is the writer of the film, and
Yeah.
I mean, I helped her with ideas and editing and all that, but like, it is her brainchild, and our characters are based on us, you know, and even conversations,
Naturally, yeah.
like
Natural
conversations that happen
conversation.
in
Yeah.
the film
Yeah.
have happened in real life between us.
Yeah.
So-
1,000%.
Yeah.
And I took that, like, when I was starting to write it, I was trying to really envision these characters as one does. And then I was sitting there and looking at Tessa and I'm like, we're starting this. Like, why don't I just, like, go down one end of the spectrum of our personalities
Right.
and just
Right,
make
right.
it, like, focus, Tessa's not a psychopath by
Right.
any means.
Or is she?
Or is she? But it's like, let's play with the darker sides,
Yeah.
the colder sides, like something that, you'll see on our podcast. Like,
Right.
I'm all like, yeah, girl. And
Yeah,
then,
Yeah.
and then it's like, so it's familiar to our audience and not, I don't know, it just helped with the writing too. I felt like it was fun to
Yeah.
then think about, okay, wait, Tessa, we literally talked about this, so let's just put that in there and
Yeah.
see if it vibes.
Yeah. I really like that you guys brought up the lobster in it.
Yeah.
I love that
We,
film.
that was the line we had. I literally was watching it during the pandemic
Yeah.
as I was writing it, and I'm like, oh, I can't do the eye.
Yeah.
Like, I had to turn it off. She's like, no, you got to put it back on. It's
Yeah.
good. It's not that bad. Like, you'll get over it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'll watch the end.
For sure. It's honestly one of the best romance films out there, in my opinion. Right? Like, it's,
It is.
it's very dark and twisted. As
He's one of our favorite directors too.
Yeah.
One of our
Goes, yeah.
favorites.
Did you like Poor Things?
Yeah.
Loved it.
Did I love
Yeah.
Poor
Girlfriend,
Thing?
best
Exactly.
movie of last year.
For
I
sure,
think.
right?
Best
Agreed.
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
Best picture. All
Yeah.
the tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that
Yeah,
movie
I'm
so much.
obsessed. Like everything about it. Like those are my kinds of films.
Same.
The weirder, the better. You know what I mean? But like I don't know. He really did. He gets that. The connection between two people and like the way that it's like seen from like a social perspective, right? And
Right.
Anyway,
And what is
it's like-
accepting of
Yeah.
that, and what what we're taught to
Right.
think love is, and then breaking that.
Right,
Yeah.
It's
right,
really
right.
fun.
It's super
Now,
cool. Yeah.
I have a question. It's a sensitive question, but I'm going to ask it because the people want to
Ready.
know. On set, did you guys, and it's okay because I see the friendship is there, I see the love is there. You could cut the love in half with a knife in this room. But did you guys ever butt heads? Was there any disagreements or anything of the sort? No?
No, I mean, I would say we disagreed on certain things, but it was never like a disagreement
Okay,
that came out of
okay.
it, you know?
And you never fought
Yeah.
like kung fu? Like
No,
No,
that's
it
not
didn't
the
come
vibe.
to
No,
that.
okay. Cool.
But your
Okay.
guys' relationship runs deep. There's years behind it, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like, okay, my example, right, is whenever I'm on set and I work with these guys, specifically Chris, because I've known him longer, we've known each other, since 2014 or something like that? Maybe even sooner than that. Let's say about 10 years. And it's also the same thing with like my sister. Like whenever I work with her, it's like you naturally butt heads, but it's like usually comes from a place of like respect and like I care for you, like and I was watching one of your guys' the episodes where you guys are talking about the making of your film, and you guys kind of mentioned like you guys were shooting so many pages a day, right? And I forgot who it was that you were talking about, but you mentioned that like someone asked the question of like, do you need this shot? Like, do you need this? Like,
Yeah.
can we still make the film without it? And I love that dynamic because it really takes someone that you trust to tell you that. And
Yeah.
you really have to trust the people that you're working with. Like,
Right.
even if there are heated conversations and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
was there ever like that passion, like when you guys are just kind of like down to the wire, like,
I mean, I feel like no matter what, that's going to happen a little bit on set, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
tension's always a little high, even when everything's going well, you're having fun.
Yeah.
Like it's just it feels like it's so make or break every day.
yeah.
But I think for us, we really did have an amazing team that we trusted. So
Yeah.
when it came down to moments like that, like, hey, can we cut this scene? Do you really need it? And it was a conversation of, you know what? Yes, if you feel like we got everything, it's okay. Or no, I really think we need this. Let's please just try to fit it in, you know? So I think, it was just that communication and that our team was super, like they knew what our vision was and they wanted to make sure that we got what we wanted, you know? And there were a lot of times when they had suggestions, but they would say, okay, wait, Carolina, like you are the director, make the decision, you know, this is up to you. So
Yeah. I love that. So it was very collaborative, you feel like, with everybody involved?
I feel like people, like my associate director and DP, really had my back in those moments. So if other people were coming to me about time constraints or like pressures,
Right.
they were like really good. Because I feel, and you can tell the team if it's not, but I feel like I was very generous about not taking too much time to do things,
Right.
and moving right along and be like, okay, we got it. I'm not that direct, like, because I know we have so many pages to go through, and I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, I would love a little more time, just because there's just some performances, even myself, like looking back, I'm like, I wish I could get into that more, especially the high anxiety. Like, I go from director to like anxiety freak in like 2 seconds, and it was a lot at times,
Right.
like every take.
Right.
Then we realized too, maybe I don't write a film where I'm having a panic attack.
Okay, so just follow-up question to the last question. And again, because I have my cup, I need some tea. What was there a big drama just in general with the film? Like, we had our experience with Debbie and the Devil, which was a whole nightmare to talk about. But like, was there
Not that much of a nightmare.
Yeah,
but,
with
but like
the animator,
that part, but that wasn't part of production.
Douchebag. Sorry, I said his name. Fuck you.
We have a whole documentary where we talk about the making of our film. And there's this element. This happened in post production, but anyway, sidetrack.
Yeah. But was there was there a big thing that you had to deal with?
Not with us.
Not with you guys. No, right. Again, the love is there. But but was there anybody, anything, any event, maybe? Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
there was maybe 1.5 events.
Okay.
And I will say, like, we are so proud of our set, our team. I can't tell you how many compliments we got a day from our cast and crew that this was like one of the best energetic, like female, like we had so many women on set. It was such a vibe. It was so good.
It looked like fun.
As you go through such an intense set towards the very end, people just get a little tired. They get a little snippety snappy. I don't think there was one thing that I don't think I was treated the best respectfully as a director who puts herself in all these other shoes and is there to like clean up garbage or shuffle thing around. I think there was one thing that I wish didn't happen, but aside from that, like, again, I'm not here to fight. Like, I want to have a good time and move on, and then I just don't work with you again. That's
cool.
That's it.
Feel free to give us names later, and they are our enemies. We will hate who you hate.
I love this.
Yeah, we got your back, ladies. We got your back.
No, but we are really, really like proud of our team and our crew for keeping up such good energy. Like, you know, it was the best time. It was the best part of doing sync, was being on set and shooting, and that's what like was the dream, because you don't get to do that. Like,
that's wonderful.
That's what we need, and I want to hear more sets happen like that, because unfortunately I don't think that's the experience a lot of the time, and that's super sad. Like, everyone needs to uplift each other and like be excited to do something that's so hard, and not everyone gets the opportunity to do every day.
I mean, like, we're all on the same team, you know, and it sucks when you get on a set and someone feels like they're just not part of the team. It just, because it's so infectious, and it just like it puts this like an energy. Yeah. And it's like, it's really hard to shake if there's like one person or a few people, like whatever. But when you do have a set and it's mostly like 99% amazing or 100% amazing, it's like, it's an anomaly, but it's so amazing and you want to continue working with those same people, right?
Right. And that's the thing, is like, you know, we get it. Some people are there for the paycheck. You know, they don't have the passion.
But in an indie film, though, no one's there for the paycheck.
That's what I was going to say. Like, we only hired people. We were very selective of that. Yeah. Because if I felt like it was going to be this transaction, it was just not going to, you're not going to last.
For sure.
You're not going to last.
Yeah.
I think that's really where more of the drama came, because like you mentioned, that was one instance. It was definitely, it was the thing, but it was, you know, it was one day, part of a day, versus I think leading up to it, like deciding who we were going to work with and who he had pitched to for certain things and all of that was really like definitely don't want to talk to this person again. Definitely, okay, support this person, but like probably not hiring them on our set, or, you know, all of that. Like, we built and broke some relationships there.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Which is naturally going to happen with a feature film, because you guys are shooting for 11 days.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, if you spend 11 days with somebody, usually it's like, okay, you get to know them, but like when you spend 11 days on a film set with people, you become like, and it's so cliche, but you really kind of become family.
Yeah.
You learn about them and who they are and how they work, and you see them at their best and worst.
Right.
So pretty quickly you find who you want to work with.
Yeah. And there's a good chance those losers you had falling outs with, they're watching and they're losers and they're doing nothing. Fuck them, right? Right, guys? Yeah. You know?
But
Excuse me.
Can I ask, like, how are you guys? You said you're really selective of the people that you work. What's your guys' process when you're finding your crew? And like, is there like a interview process?
We did do interviews.
Vibe checks?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like it literally was. I mean, it was, we hop onto Zoom with them.
Onboarding.
Yeah.
That's what
At that point, like when we got to the Zoom, it was usually like, we
Felt
like
really
this person.
good.
Yeah, we feel good about them already, but like, let's actually have a meeting with them and see like how passionate they are. Like we were saying, like it's an indie film. Like you gotta really want to do it. You gotta be in it.
And then those like onboarding calls, 99 times out of 100, we would either 100% know right away they're a person, or we find out that one weird thing. We're like, this never came up before.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
interesting. All right, maybe this isn't a good fit. And because this is something too I'm like passionate about and producing, you can back out. Like if it's not the right fit, do not go. Like if you know in your heart, like I would tell Tessa, like even that one person who ended up giving me some trouble, I felt it earlier on, but it came after like we've already onboarded and stuff, but I felt some things along the way. And I'm like, I feel like there's going to be a vibe at some point.
Yeah.
This person sucks. Okay?
Just feel.
Way to kill a mood, man.
I felt it too, and I didn't even know you.
But that's like
Not palpable.
going through like and like I think coming out of it on the other side, you just learn your gut, you trust it. Like there was something there that was telling you, and sometimes like you just got to go through it and get it done, whatever. But if you're still like very early on, do not be afraid of backing out, especially if you have signed no contracts yet. Like just because you had a talk doesn't mean they need to be on your film.
Right.
That was something I was passionate about too when it came to the producing. I'm like, we don't need to deal with this. Like, I don't have time to deal with it.
Yeah.
So,
and it's for the protection of your crew too, I think, is thinking about it from like that perspective.
Yeah.
You know?
I have a question about just the schedule in general. Were the days spread apart, and also like just the day itself? What was your like typical call time and wrap time and stuff like that?
So the 11 days that we shot in our one main location, which was our apartment, they were just right in a row. So we had started with day shoots, right?
Yeah, we moved from day
into night. So like
Naturally.
each day would like start a little later and go a little later.
Yeah.
And then we did a couple of days of exteriors, and then about a month later, we did one studio day.
Okay. Oh, for which was it the
Black
the
Void
Void?
scene.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah.
So
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Anything fun from those days that you wanted to share? Just briefly.
the Black Void?
Yeah, like
And it doesn't even have to be hateful. Like
No,
it could
just
be
like-
just whatever. Yeah.
anything interesting.
I am the devil.
he wants the drama.
He wants to cheese mate. No, I just meant in general, like anything fun, anything interesting about shooting at the studio or.
It was just, I think, an interesting experience because it's a black void studio, like a black psych studio. So everything is blacked out. Funny enough,
y'all did the blacking out.
Just gonna say, funny enough, the floor was concrete, so it isn't quite black, right? You know,
I
so
was
we
like, I
had
need
to
black.
cover it.
Tessa, I need black.
So me and the AD, the two Virgos in the group,
Oh, I love
we
it.
set out to cover the entire floor in black paper, which we
Yeah.
had rented from the studio. Luckily,
Okay.
they had that, which was really nice. But yeah, I mean, like all of that with the lighting and now the editing and coloring, like it looks so cool. It just looks like it's limitless.
Yeah,
I love it. You have to have a Virgo on your team. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I used to.
Virgo moon, so
I know from the movie.
Yeah.
So that was accurate. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your sign, by the
I'm
way?
a Scorpio.
Scorpio.
I knew it. No, I don't. I
He's
had
a
no
Pisces,
idea.
so-
I'm a Pisces.
I'm
I
apparently-
did actually know it.
I did. I'm psychic, and apparently I'm creative and sad. That's like our thing or something.
No,
But I'm not sad.
He's such
I'm
a
good.
Pisces for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I'm good.
And then he's a Gemini over there. So our dynamic at Wild 7 is it's air, water, fire.
Wow.
okay.
got
So-
all the
But
elements.
ladies, can I ask you guys something? Isn't all this astrology just birthday racism?
No,
I mean,
100% accurate.
Right? Okay.
stereotypes
It is,
come from
uh,
somewhere.
Okay. Yeah.
I've actually learned from the signs who should be in what role and who like
Okay,
I work
okay,
most
okay.
comfortably
We did make a
with.
post on our
Okay.
Instagram of that one time, and I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, you
and-
should.
Oh,
check
I
it
had
out.
to ask.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you share?
It's like you see the environment. April is in power.
She
But I
is.
question sometimes
Yeah, she's the queen.
authority, and she allows
She's
it. She
absolutely in
allows
power.
it. If she didn't allow it,
Aries.
you know, I'm dead. Yeah, no, but we're good.
No, I hear Aries they start a lot of fights. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Am
Yeah,
I
that
Aries?
might have been the person.
Am I Aries
I'm
rising?
not even saying.
No.
No?
I think you're
would've been
Leo
an Aries.
rising.
Leo
What happened?
rising.
She was an Aries.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
It's okay, love. There's love.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and
she was
that
an
makes
Aries.
sense. Because Aries
Disgusting.
are ruled by Mars. It's aggressive and
They come in
and
hot.
it's the god of
Mars.
war.
Mars is the loser planet, right? Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah.
Pretty sure it's Pluto.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
Whatever.
Sorry.
Whatever.
But really,
But
I
that
mean,
makes sense. Okay.
my point is, fuck this person. You know,
Wait, hold on a second. But
yeah.
Scorpios are
I'll
also
back to
ruled
you.
by Mars, or is
Are
it
they?
Saturn?
I
I think they're ruled by Saturn and Mars. So Scorpios and Aries, sorry, this is such a side tangent, but like they either get along because they're ruled by the
'cause I
same
have best
planet,
friends who are
Yes.
Aries, obviously.
or it's like this.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
we can get along, or we can just butt heads.
Butt heads.
and
But Aries
feel
will butt
like,
heads with
okay.
everybody, so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry you went through that, but we're good now.
no.
You're good. You know.
Well,
Yeah.
just
yeah.
another
Yeah.
fun fact, just to take it back to the Black Void. I was inspired by the film Under the Skin.
Yeah, I love that film.
And Stranger Things. So it was really important for me to find a space that had all blackout abilities, like
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
curtain or like some mode, and then a high bright source on
Yeah.
top.
It looked really dope. Yeah.
And
Right.
it
So
was really dope. We also, if you guys will see, there's some car part action. Our God bless our PD. She like went out into some junkyard in the valley
Wow.
and
Yeah.
like got actual car parts to demolish.
Oh, that's so
on
cool.
Yeah.
The day of our set, we're like,
Really?
oh, girls going in with the hammer right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
A technical
What?
question.
Nuts.
How did you plan all of like the VFX? There's a lot of VFX shots. Like, how did you plan all those
She
out?
says
Like,
there's a lot of VFX. We were trying to like not make it VFX intensive, and right now this is where me and my editor are
Yeah.
at with the
Right,
VFX.
right,
I don't think there's a
Right.
lot of effect. It's just like more than we because it's
It's- they're
sci-fi. It's
subtle.
natural, right?
Yeah.
It's
and
go-
that's
it's
what
gonna
we were
happen.
trying to do.
Yeah,
Right,
I think
right.
that helped
Black
us.
Mirror, subtle, like we're in the world.
Yeah.
It's relatable to what you guys experience on the day to day with
For
your
sure.
tag, just a little elevated.
Right.
Yeah, no,
right,
it's
right.
not like oversaturated.
Yeah, no,
It's
no,
like,
no, no. I
It
think-
makes sense
yeah.
for the film. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
like some things just kind of I knew early on and that I like for sure wanted, and then other things I think I was inspired even further seeing the edit. Like, oh, we need an element here. Let's,
Right,
and then I
right.
created.
Right.
I really liked the dinosaur shot, by the way.
That's
That
what
was-
came in after.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that
that's
was
a
cool.
shot.
That was
Thank
very
you.
nice.
They have like
yeah.
was it Oculus or like some kind of VR headsets, right? And you guys are
Yeah.
playing a game, and then there's like this dinosaur figure,
Yeah.
and it's like integrated into the scene, and it's really
Isn't it
cool.
cool?
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's really fun.
I'm so glad because
Yeah.
I was telling Tessa, like, I feel like we need something a little more interactive because the scene was falling a little flat and not like funny. And
I can't imagine it without it. Actually, now at this point, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
it
okay.
was just
I
falling
felt like
flat.
it was feeling like funny, like laughing at us. Instead of, you know what I mean?
Yes.
No, actually, that was
Like,
one of my
grounded
favorite
it more.
scenes because it
Yeah.
felt very real, and like I feel your guys' energy, and like you guys are like laughing, and like
Yeah.
it just felt very like you guys weren't acting at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank you. But
Yeah.
yeah, like you
Yeah.
said, that one came later, like after seeing the cut and feeling inspired by that. But the ones that we had planned beforehand was really just you and the DP because we didn't have an editor yet at that point. We didn't know if we were going to have a separate VFX person or
Right.
not. So we didn't really have anyone to like bounce that off of.
Okay.
So
My editor was cool. Like I was able to text him on set a few things, but really like go into the nitty gritty. It was just kind of like experimental.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like we're gonna shoot this green screen and practical and see which one works.
Yeah.
Right.
In the edit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys use green screen?
For like the tech stuff or the TV, we
Oh,
shot
okay,
with
okay.
green screen.
I see what you're
for the
saying.
literal
on
screens, yeah.
the literal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, got you.
I'm going to take this as an opportunity to be completely real with you about just business stuff and stuff like that because we have joined forces creating this wonderful content, and I look forward to doing your show and stuff.
Absolutely.
And I have to say, just be fucking very careful with these distro people, these distributors. Most of them are snakes. They will take your film. They will do whatever they want with it, and they won't give you a dime. I've known so many people. I've just known people that that have had nightmare stories with their films and stuff. And I would hate to see that happen to you guys. A lot of horror stories. It's just, they're a bunch of snakes. So watch your back. Have your switchblade out, you know, and if anybody gives you trouble, let us know. We'll cut their livers out, you know.
Call your Aries friends.
Yeah. Hey. And by the way, you know, you have a perfect opportunity with the visual effects. You could write like, that Aries girl sucks, you know, in the little like messages and stuff. Yeah, that would be cool. No? Okay.
No, it's funny. Look, Karma's a bitch. She always comes through. So
she does work.
I'm not here to like. That's why I don't really want to get into it. But he just likes the drama.
No, he loves it. He loves it.
Like, oh my god.
Sorry.
I'm like, I told myself I wouldn't talk about it today. I was going to tell you about other difficult things.
I'm sorry. You know, listen. You know, real talk. Do we have sensitive
go.
music?
This is what happens when you have Mr. Red trying to get tea out of you.
I literally told myself I wasn't going to like talk about
it. Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I made you bring up something that you feel a little raw about. I was just trying to have some fun here.
She's feeling raw.
She was feeling raw.
Spill the tea quite a lot on
Spill
our show.
the tea. Yeah. And me, April knows this. At heart, I am a Latina woman named Nazalina. Okay? And I love me some chisme. I was just trying to get some chisme. I was not satisfied with the sparkling water in the cup. And I just wanted to get some chisme. And I'm
a little bit of spice.
I got to admit that was pretty satisfying chisme. But, you know, it wasn't very specific. And those are lovely glasses,
Those are
by
awesome
the way,
glasses.
Caroline. You look like Elizabeth Taylor. And you as well. You know? Yeah.
I think I look like Spy Kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Those are awesome.
Yeah. But guys, I want to thank you guys. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. But
I love
have
that.
a couple more questions.
Go for it.
So just talking about the production of the film, I know you kind of got into it a little bit, but like, would you say that you had like a day that was just like the most challenging, or just in general, like what was the most challenging part about making this film?
I don't know if this would be the most challenging overall, but I can say the day for sure was our exterior day. So we guerrilla styled it. I don't know if we should say that or not, but yeah, we just kind of, you know, we went downtown, we grabbed what shots we needed with like as minimal crew as we could do, but we had to change locations, which meant, you know, full company move, which again, small, but still.
Small company moves.
Yeah, and it was a lot. It was like 95 degrees and just feeling always kind of like on our toes, like is somebody going to come say something or is somebody going to walk into the shot and ruin it, or you know, you never know what's going to happen.
100%, yeah.
So.
Did you get by without anybody bothering you?
We had no issues.
Nice.
How big was your
We
crew?
had one little officer at the park.
Oh,
say,
yeah?
don't film on sticks and you're fine.
Oh, that's
nice.
Yeah.
Which our poor DP was just so like, it's hot. Like he was trying to like get by, you know.
Was
But
he
if that's the worst that
handheld?
happened.
Yeah, he was handheld.
Okay.
Like all those beautiful running shots.
Okay.
I'm like, he was poor guy.
Oh my gosh, it gets
Handheld
heavy.
all day. Or like on the park bench, that was all the same day. So he's just like carrying around this camera.
That's actually something that all of you aspiring filmmakers or filmmakers out there, you should all know this. And this is not legal advice, if that's even the right term. But if you're guerrilla shooting with a camera, a lot of times you can get away with it without using, as long as you're not using a tripod. It's not coming from me. Honestly, I think that's just the rules.
Yeah.
Especially like in LA.
Like, then we were fine.
Unless you're like in private property or something, then it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But
And we
most
chose
places,
public city-owned property because it should be free.
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be.
And if your DP gets tired, you say, buck up and just keep going, right?
Well, we told David, we're like,
You're on the clock.
you're on the
Sorry,
clock.
keep going.
Yeah, for sure. But how big was the crew when you guys were out shooting?
I think we had
On the
4
day?
people right there, and then maybe 4 more people in like base camp, quote unquote. So,
But then our last scene, we had like 6 extras show up, and then that was like corralling everyone, you know.
Yeah, extras for like that exterior.
The running, the
scenes?
very
Okay.
quick running scene that you didn't see. There was like a whole like orchestration to get those people and to get the epic shot at the end that I'm so pleased with.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Like,
Did you guys have walkie-talkies to coordinate, or just?
Yeah, and they were
did,
having
okay.
some real fun interference.
Okay, fun. Like people on the.
Because something about like being out there, it was picking picking up other radio.
Yeah, that happens,
surveillance.
yeah.
So
That's
they're
funny.
Like, are we giving ourselves away right now? Like, are the cops gonna come for us?
The
Right.
cops coming for us. It was really funny. So just know your tech might be glitchy.
Yeah.
What happened to Sabine the one day? I think it was in the studio. It was the walkie-talkie was like, I think it was low on battery or something, and it was like saying something, but we couldn't understand it. And she thought it was interference saying like, please evacuate or something, remember?
No.
And we were like, what's going on? And then we listened, it was like, please, battery dying or
dying,
whatever.
like,
Yeah.
battery.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Good old
Don't mind our downtown sounds.
Hey, welcome to downtown.
Right,
You know.
right.
It's always
Somebody
Where
is
we're
dead.
shooting.
Yeah.
Like that's the
Right.
Yeah.
I have to ask, you were producing it as well, and you were writing and directing it and acting. Both of you are acting in
And
it
producing.
and producing. That's tough because I've done just a little bit of that,
Yeah.
and in my experience, it was pretty tough, like balancing what I'm gonna say for the lines,
Right.
and then talking to the technical team and stuff. How did you guys manage? Because again, the movie is very well put together and stuff. So
Yeah.
pre-production, y'all.
Yeah,
Don't-
honestly, that saved us. We put a lot of time and work into pre-production because it's really hard to
Yeah.
shift that on set. And I think because we did that, we were able to kind of, once we stepped onto set, like take the producer hat off unless there's an emergency, and let like the PAs and the AD,
Which is so hard to
take
do,
care of that.
especially as an Aries who always wants to be in control.
Yeah.
It's like
It's Virgo. I understand that.
Yes. It's hard to like take off the producer hat. I don't know how you guys do it, but like you have to, right? If you're going to be acting in a film, you have to be like very present and you have to have people that you trust to help you. I know we were kind of talking about it earlier, but yeah, like what was that like? I mean,
Well, for
It
you
was-
yeah,
like,
especially as a director.
That when you were asking what is challenging, my prepared answer was that I think looking back on it, I was so intimidated by it, honestly, like putting on the director role while acting and everything. But I really felt strongly about it. So I was like, I'm going to do it. I might not, I gave myself grace to make mistakes. If that came to it, then I'll learn from it. But honestly, it was, I think for anyone who's going into it, is just be prepared that you can't stop. You can't turn it and to have a producer by your side that you have to say, hey, I just set up all these shots and I'm not even mentally prepared yet to go into the scene. Can I have like 5 minutes and like let the team know? Because I found it challenging to advocate for myself. Like, because I would be like, okay, I know we need to get going, right? And I'm like, time. So it was even like turning to Tessa or Sabine, my associate director, and being like, okay, give me 30 seconds. I'm just going to start my process to get in. And I will come in. If I'm not feeling it, I'll let you know. But like, that was really hard, was like getting started. And then after you shoot all day, I had to then like be the producer, help clean up, then be the director and go over all my shots again for the next day.
Right.
And then in the morning, confirm the shots, then go to Tessa while putting on my makeup. Hey, so can we run lines? Because I have no idea what I'm saying. Like, I just don't. Like, and then it'll come back to me. And then
That's insane.
set up the scene
God.
again and then go. And I didn't know that was going to be my situation.
Right.
That's
But
wild.
it was this. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like if you don't think too deeply about it, you'll figure it out. And I think towards halfway through, we started getting this groove.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, me, David, Sabine, we're going to go over these really shots because now we're finally in the location and we understand it. Now we are not going to do 15 shots. We're going to do 6. Let's figure out how to trim this down.
Yeah.
And that was really like eye-opening, was to next time I do something like this, be like even more concise with my shots.
Yeah.
Maybe get more comfortable with the space so I don't have to spend, if I'm acting especially, so much time like doing so much prep again the day and the night and the day and the night.
for sure.
Because that was a lot.
Do you feel like everything that you prepared, like your shot list, all the stuff that you did in advance, did you guys use it like 100% of the way, or did you guys do a lot of improvising? Do you feel like you just kind of threw it out? Because I know that you said you did a lot of prep, but like naturally,
we spent so many late nights doing the shot list all together. It was my first time, and I didn't know like how to work with the camera exactly. Like, what is it? logistically, I kind of knew the shots, but still, like, there's so much different ways you can provide movement, or like, how many close-ups do we really need? And I think I was getting like caught up in all these various close-ups, where in reality I was like, okay, what's the most important one? Let's just go there. Or we found that utilizing a wide, you can punch in later, or like, you know, you
Right.
just get your wides, then continue to punch in from there if you're like tight. And so I think we used it as a guidebook because we still like knew the like where the scene was going. Yeah. But it had, like I said, day and night. I felt like I was constantly updating it, which was so hard. Yeah.
Did you sleep at all? Did you guys sleep?
Not much. That's where all the Celsius came in.
Because you guys were sleeping in the location? Or?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
Drive away.
Yeah.
It's not too long, not bad.
Wild.
Yeah. I have a very important question about food. How were you feeding the crew and stuff?
So I was in charge of catering.
Yeah.
So we got all catering. I mean, some were like legitimate, like, you know, bringing in chafing dishes, having like a caterer there. We had a couple days of that, but more of it was just like deliveries from restaurants and stuff like that. And we started utilizing Easy Cater, the company, like letters Easy.
Oh, I think I've heard of them.
So we found that we liked them to plan because they have a really cool way of breaking it down. Like, this is how much you're spending per person, or, you know, these are the dietary restrictions you have, and all that kind of stuff makes it really easy to pick your menu. But then actually ordering from them, because they're a third party, made it so complicated if we needed to push lunch or change anything or have any questions.
Kind of like DoorDash, where it's like you can't really contact the drivers, or like you can't modify it. It's like a whole pain.
Yeah. So I would say use them for the research and then order directly from the restaurant or company if you can. That would be my suggestion.
How funny.
What was the most popular catering thing?
People love the tender greens. People loved the company Baked It Myself. They have a restaurant up in Van Nuys, but they're also catering specific.
So good.
But those are probably our favorites, I think.
Yeah.
We have a whole breakdown on our Patreon if you guys are interested for a one-off lot. You don't even have to subscribe monthly, but we try to do these breakdowns from what we've learned that are great, like templates, like pre-production, budgeting, and then we just dropped this catering, because I think catering's like one of those like afterthoughts that you're like, oh shit, now the food, only the most important thing that, you know,
it is,
will provide energy.
It is. And
it's
everybody
so
was like,
important.
the biggest advice we had there was don't get too much pizza. Like, don't have too many pizza days, you know? And of course, on a low budget, you're like, okay, well, there's got to be like at least one pizza day, guys. Let's be real. You know?
People like pizza, but it's like,
pizza.
But every day, you don't want to do that.
Definitely not. And like, I think you said this on one of the podcasts, that like you have to also have like greens and like side dishes, and it can't just be pizza, you know?
Right.
But it's so important. Like, it's actually one of the first things I ever learned in film school. And I remember it clearly coming from my professor. And somebody asked him, like, oh, what's the most important thing on set? And he's like, it's food. And everybody kind of laughed. But it's kind of true, you know, because it's the fuel. It's what gives people energy. It can make the difference between like hangry people, crew members, someone even walking out of your set. I mean, it's the morale. It's so many things, but super important.
Everything. It really is. Food is
But
key.
even on like, because is it okay if we mention the budget, your guys' budget?
Yeah.
So they made their film for roughly $50,000, which is actually very close to our film. So we relate to that, and it's shoestring,
which is technically micro budget. I think that's budget
it's below
range.
micro. It's like micro.
Increment is.
It's like the bagel budget of like a big shoot. It's nothing.
So it's really it's hardly anything like. But like, we always prioritized food.
Just someone's college tuition, but
right.
You know, when you think about it, we're told it's shit. It's nothing, and I'm like, I can't believe I actually got that much money to make something when it can put someone in.
No, right.
No, for sure.
It makes my brain hurt.
Right. That's how fucked the world is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if real talk, okay, let's get real. Filmmaking, it helps if you're super wealthy, if you have a bunch of money. That's the thing. It's like almost like a rich person's playground.
It is,
Some rich fuck can just be like, okay, I want to be a filmmaker. Then tomorrow they could just buy their way in. But
1000%.
the people like you and you
Yep.
that are soldiers of cinema that go and like create something with an indie budget. That's the real magic. I think that's where filmmaking, that's its lifeblood and stuff. You know?
And it's not to downplay it, because 50,000, like you said, it's a lot to you guys. It's a lot to us. But it's like compared to all the movies that are being made, like
nothing.
when people say like 10 million's a low budget film, it's like crazy, right?
Yeah. And I have to say, you check it out yourself, Sync, when it becomes available on various streaming platforms and stuff, when it comes out and stuff. They stretch the dollar. You don't feel it. Like, I have to say that. I'm being real. I did not feel the budget. And it's interesting because we just recently spoke to Ben and Theo, two filmmakers, that also did a film that was like sci-fi that took place like 5 minutes into the future. Kind of like yours and stuff. Right. And it's very inspiring. To, you know,
and
it's,
they had
it's
a very
great.
tiny budget too. But so very inspiring, and we respect it, and it looks gorgeous. Like,
thank you.
Thank you.
Everything,
I feel like for us too, like leading up to like figuring out where we're gonna get this money, and we knew we were gonna do some crowdfunding. We knew we were gonna try to find like some bigger like angel donors and all that kind of stuff. And we actually made it all through both crowdfunding and out of our own pocket. But we didn't do grants. We tried. We didn't do like traditional investors, you know. But I think I felt very like misled, I guess I'll say, by a lot of filmmakers just being like, just go out and make it, you know, because it's like you're saying, either they already have a lot of money or they have a rapport with everyone that they work with, that everyone's willing to work for free for them, that's already a professional, so they can pull it off in that little time, and they know what they're doing, but they're working for free. Like, you know, that's so much of your budget is straight to the people. So
Well, speaking of people, your big budget, I don't even know, money can't buy you love, as the Beatles say. It's friends. Making your friends in this business is what gets you ahead, and making those connections and stuff.
But it's also like, sorry to cut you off, but
go for it.
If you don't go to film school, a lot of times like you don't know the people to make movies, right? So like, I know that's a challenge. I know we've all kind of been there. I mean, I was lucky enough to meet a good solid group of people in community college, and so it was like basically free there. But like, thanks to that, I met, you know, like 5 solid people that I like still kind of work with, mostly work with today. And then that evolves over the years. But it's like you said, it's a little misleading, like, because we've sort of said that in the past, where it's like, just go out and make your movie, like, but we do kind of break down that, you know, you do need to crowdsource, and you call in favors and use what you have. But everyone has different circumstances. So I think it is important to like let people know that, you know, every person's circumstance and situation is going to be different. So me saying like, oh, it's easy, you can do it too. It's like, no, I understand that, like, I have a certain level of privilege to even just be doing this. You know, working in film is a privileged career, really. So, like, you know,
but the thing is also, make your thing, right? But be fucking insane about it. Like it's your mission from the universe or God or Buddha or whatever. Just be insane about it. You have to just have that. When somebody says no, you have to say, no, fuck you. No. You don't know. You're an idiot. You know, like that's how you have to be. And then you become a train with the gear that you have and the people that you meet and stuff. And you just power forward. That's how you do it. And if you have money, that helps too. I mean, dude, to get us going, I got cast in some commercials, like freak chance. You know what I mean?
It was like your first audition, wasn't it? Like
like my first audition or second, actually. And I got somebody, because you know why? Because I'm incredibly talented and wonderful.
I tell him,
you know,
that he's actually a pretty powerful manifester. He didn't even know what that meant back then, but like, I'm like, you manifested this, because it's like, I
was like, manifest the Abraham Lincoln thing? What are you talking about? But
you definitely have to like have a very strong sense of like confidence and you know, belief in yourself and stuff like that, and then people will follow. But,
Also, I want to give a shout out to Parker.
Yes. Okay. Shout out Parker. So backstory: Parker sort of introduced us through. You guys reached out to me about like a newsletter that I was posting, and then I think Parker might have sent it to you guys. But Parker, shout out Parker, because they're one of our most loyal, awesome supporters, and thank you for everything. Shout out us.
When people get down on the current younger generation, I think you think of Parker, young person, good young person. You know.
So just a little shout out.
Leader of the next gen.
Yes,
for sure.
Parker, you're the future. I said it.
Let's go.
Cool. Ladies, thank you so much for visiting us. And
such a
by the way, what is your
pleasure.
shirt? It's caught my eye for like, what does it say?
Femme, because that is what we call our little
I love it.
family.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I love the font. It's kind of like that cool Jackie Brown font.
You know, mob
Yeah.
vibes.
70s.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So
Yeah.
femme regard means the female gaze, right?
Yes.
Yes.
This is my male gaze, is it?
I like it, very desperado.
Yeah. It's like very like, what am I looking
love
at
it.
here? What's going on? That's my male
enough of the
gaze.
male
Thank
gaze.
you. Yeah, no more.
We need
No
female
more of the
gaze.
male
We need
gaze.
female gaze.
And also, when someone shows courage, they don't have balls. Vagina-y is the new
Yeah.
thing,
Or
right?
it's cunty.
I like
Okay, or
cunty,
cunty. Very cunty.
I think we need to bring that word back.
April
You know
knows
what I mean?
some mornings I'm very cunty. But yeah. But okay. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Yeah,
I bid
thanks,
you.
guys.
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say we always like to sort of end the episodes with like words of advice. I think that's where you're going with
Yes.
it.
Okay.
But yeah, what is I guess one of the more like important things that you guys have learned? What's some advice you give to our listeners and our viewers here about filmmaking, just life? Just
I think, you know, like I was just saying, I know it can be scary when people are like, just go make your movie, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, how do I make that money? But just go make something. You know, you'll know when you're ready to make that movie that's at least $10,000, maybe an actual budget. You know,
Yeah.
but like start making something, even if it's literally just on your phone or it's a podcast. Like who knows? Start anywhere, because once you start getting comfortable with that and you learn what goes into it, like you're gonna get better and better and learn more and more, and it's just gonna snowball.
To go off of that, because that's really great advice, is we shot all those shorts aside from our crazy short Western piece that was over the top, and that we're so proud of, is we did everything else on our phone. And it was kind of intimidating.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think a lot of people know this, like for me, again, as a director, to be like, okay, we just did this crazy Western piece. Then all of our other shorts were just on a phone.
Wow.
Like
and-
2-person crew.
That's so cool. Yeah.
yeah, and just like us acting, me directing, a camera, someone holding the phone, someone holding a boom, no other equipment, and then we did this feature, which I'm sure you guys will see. Like it looks really, really beautiful. In the very least, hopefully you like us as well. But I think it's just to show that everything else will fall into place, and not to like. You are the person that gets in your own way at the end of the day. Like what you were saying, to have the force to be reckoned with. It took us about 3 years to get where we are with Sync, to get the money and all of that, because before then we were turned down and away from investors, and people just weren't getting our story. And I was like, fuck them.
Yeah.
You don't get it. You're not getting the vision. So like we will get it out there. And so I'm now like blabbling, but it's knowing that you don't be intimidated, because it is a lot. It is like we're being transparent here, but it's also doable if you really, really want it, because there will be days where you're like sitting at the computer and you're like, why did I just consume my entire life around this project?
Right. Yeah.
And
It's a huge
and
commitment.
it's a huge commitment. But when you're so passionate about it, it's like probably giving birth one day. I've not experienced that, but it's like
Yeah.
you know, you're like, oh, to come out on the other side and see something.
100%. Yeah.
I'm
No,
like, I'll do this crazy shit again
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. I love that. No, it's funny you mentioned the metaphor. I cried during our premiere of Debbie the Devil. This was actually during like the preparation of it, just because everything, of course, went wrong for a second. And it was just crazy. But I felt like kind of like giving birth. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
But
So it's such a wild journey, and but one that can be very, very rewarding. And we know like this is a really great way now, instead of getting stuck, like we got to do a professional short. Like, no, like we told a good story. We got a good script. Again, it comes back to story. And then we had the confidence to crazily pull it off somehow.
That's the thing too, is like
Congratulations.
to give yourself that grace,
Yeah.
because your first project's probably not going to be that great, or at least not your best project. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like to know like everybody's got to start somewhere.
that's
you
the
know?
thing. That's the thing that I think stops so many people, is the fear of like, A, being perceived, and B, just putting something out that is maybe not as good as you imagined it in your head. So it's like the fear of being like not so great or not as great as you will be one day, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And
No.
it's like, so yeah, it's,
Right. And
it's
again,
awesome.
it's when you're first starting out, again, just be a psycho about it. Just do your art. And when somebody says something bad, just, okay, yeah, fuck you, and just do
Yeah,
more
for
art.
sure.
Just do more of
keep,
it. Yeah.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
the circle of life. Just keep going. Nobody
working
can
on the
take this
craft.
away from you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for visiting the lair.
Yeah, how do I put on the,
Oh,
I'm engineering
it's,
today. We're going to do the
okay.
outro
It's
music
the,
here.
It's the corner. No. It is.
Oh, my bad.
That's the old one.
Oh my-
yeah.
oh my
the
God.
bottom corner one on to the right. There we go.
There's
Thank
our
you.
outro music.
Thank you. Done by Famous Blake, our
Yeah.
DJ, resident podcast engineer, who's April is filling in for him today. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Look
yeah.
at me doing 2 jobs. I was
Right,
like,
right.
crushed it.
Thank
Right,
you.
right.
Crushed it.
Thank you. And thank you guys for coming down and sharing
Thanks
your
for having us.
FemRegard
Yeah.
world with us.
So
And
good to meet you guys. Where can we find you all on social media?
So we're most active on Instagram at FemRegard. That's FEMME Regard. We're also on Facebook, FemRegard Productions. We're on TikTok, FemRegard TV,
Love it, love
and
it.
our website, femregard.com.
Fun.
Yeah.
Cool. And then any individuals that you guys want to plug or?
Sure, personal. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can find me at La Femme Carolina, that's spelled like Carolina, on Instagram. I'm pretty active there.
Yep. And I am at Miss Tessa Lauren.
Love it. And then you can find us at Wild 7 Studios on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. Subscribe to our channel. If you have not already, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Comment and engage. We appreciate all that stuff. And then you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at April Directs.
and you could don't follow me. Just follow Wild 7. Yeah, I'm good. I'm
So
good.
modest.
Yeah. No, actually, follow me on Instagram. I like it when I get follows. It's cool. I dropped a video of Dragon Ball Z when the creator died, and I took the Poor Thing song and put it over. It got 24,000 views.
Wow.
I am viral. I am Kim
You went
Kardashian.
viral.
Yeah. So I'm trying to adjust to this new level of fame.
It's gone to his head.
It's gone to my head big time. And I come in, I can say it now, I'm super cunty. I'm just a very cunty guy. But thank you guys, everybody, for watching. Thank you for visiting us, the
Yes.
lair. It was a lot of fun.
And keep an eye out for Sync.
Yes.
The movie.
Sync. Spelled S-Y-N-C.
Yes.
Not S-I-N-K. Like the sink.
Sync,
Yeah,
sync,
yeah.
like
Think mine.
and
yeah,
sync.
yeah. Everything but the kitchen sink. Yeah, cool.
And support FemRegard. Follow them.
Yes.
They're amazing. They're doing awesome stuff. And they have a podcast as well, right?
Yes, check us out, FemRegard Podcast, streaming on all your favorite podcast platforms. Primarily, if you are checking us out on Spotify, we have video episodes on there as well, which is super cool.
Oh, wow.
But you can also see our video podcast episodes on YouTube. And we're going to have these guys on the show. So
Yay.
you'll get to get more
Love
of
it.
their backstory too.
Yeah.
We want the drama.
Oh, I'll give you some drama.
We'll give you some tea.
Yeah.
We got tea.
I'm like a faucet. Like you just turn me and I'll spray some tea. But cool. All right. Thank you guys.
Yes. Thank
Have
you
a good one,
guys.
everybody. Great day at Wild 7.
Wild 7.